I'm looking at it's a weird reflection on the screen. I don't know why. Okay, but I'm not gonna mess with it because I don't want it to pop in front of the screen. Anyway, I think I know where I messed up, and it was a test. It was. I think I know where it happened. You were going through these mock. You listened to this mock uh, customer service call, and there's on the computer screen there's like an invoice or a list of uh, numbers or something like the person's name and their account number and what cell phone plan they had, what internet plan they had. I mean, it was just, it was it was used for training. And in the middle of trying to do something, the this box popped up and said something about the system went down. So I knew it couldn't have been anything in the computer. So I just clicked the little X for it to go away. That's where I think I messed up because I think I was supposed to tell someone, "Oh, what's wrong with the computer?" But number one, by that time I didn't care. Well, I didn't care. I was just trying to get through with it because, I given my word I was going to go there. And when I first started looking for work, you couldn't even get interviews. People weren't even interviewing, and I have been on a lot of interviews, so that's a good sign things getting better. Um, what else? Oh, before I get no, no, let me finish this. Let me finish the rant. So I leave. I call a couple of people. I laugh at these people, and I think I telemarketers are a rare breed, and people who work in call centers are a rare breed, and I don't think I got it. I don't think I got it. Um, it, Customer service face to face is a different thing because you have your body posture, you have your the way you carry yourself. You can look at a person, you can smile at them, you can stand there and tell them you understand them, you can look into their eyes, you can be sympathetic with them, you can you know on the phone you're not a person, you're just a voice telling. Because I know when I call, I try to be very very nice. I try to be very very nice when I um um call customer care, no matter what it's for, no matter how angry I am. I uh try to be really nice. Only a couple of times I lost it. Only a couple of times I've lost it. But I didn't cuss at the person. I was just angry, And I got off the phone. My hip still hurts. I still haven't had time to go to the VA fooling with this nonsense. I should have gone. But only one time I had talked to this person on the phone, and it was outsourced. And I was just like, this is the worst thing in the world. I cannot understand this person. I can't understand them. Now, if it's a woman, I can understand them. Those men, I cannot understand what they're saying. The only accent I can't understand. Most people have problems with heavy Asian accents. I don't have a problem with that. I guess by living in Washington D.C., I don't have a problem with it. I can even understand African people. I can understand them. um, Arab sounding people, I can understand them, but that Indian accent is the only one I can't understand. And I had just got through going through this whole thing, and I called my friend Pat. We were talking, and I just went off or so, And it was funny because when I was talking to the customer service person, this is the bad thing I said. Now, this wasn't right. This is the bad thing I said. I said, I had hung up and called back again. And every time I got what I thought was an outsourced person, I hung up again and called back again. And finally I got, Becky Sue from North Dakota. And when we got through, whatever it was, it must have been about the cell phone. I can't remember what it was. And I said to her, um, well, I'm not racist because I'm black. I told my friend Pat that, and she was like, that's terrible. That is just terrible. Now you go into this racist rant for 15 minutes, and then you ended up with, well, I'm black. I'm not racist. I'm black. And anyway, to get back to this, well, and I'm surprised they haven't outsourced this. I don't know, but I guess because they can have slaves here in America, because that's all it is. And so after I left, I was waiting for the tram, and this woman was standing there at the stop, and I thought I had missed it, but this woman was standing there at the stop. I'm sorry, you see how tired I am. Was standing there at the stop, and said, and we started talking. And I said, yeah, I just came back from blank blank across the street doing an assessment test, whatever. And I said, I'm still laughing about being doing the um um failing the customer service part. Oh, stop. And I guess when the girl told me, I was supposed to break down and cry. I guess I don't know what I was supposed to do. I guess I was supposed to fall down at her feet. Please, Missy, give me this job. I guess that was the attitude she had. And see, people like that get these little jobs, and it builds up their little ego. And they go home to a two-bedroom apartment with five roommates. And they're nothing. They're nobody. But they have these little you know, pilly poly jobs, and they have some what they perceive as power, and they get these attitudes, and she was one of them, and ugly and no makeup. Come on, you are in a position where you're going to be meeting people, greeting people. You are going to be the representative of your company when you are when you have these kind of positions. And stop. And so, and something else I noticed too, the door was locked to the I have never been to an office. Now I've been to when I worked places, you needed a badge to get from built place to place. I have never been to a place where you were applying for a job and the door was locked. Probably because they scared somebody going, they're gonna drive somebody crazy. They're gonna come back in there. That's what that is. And every door you went through, you needed a badge. Because I'm sitting there looking at the people, I'm thinking, I know why, probably. So I'm standing there, and it was taking a while. We're saying, so we just got to talking. And I'm the type of person that, I meet you in the line at the grocery store. I know your whole life story by the time we check out. Okay, I'm one of those kind of people. And so me and this lady started talking. So I tell her, I said, yeah, I just came from over there. And she said, yeah. And I said, and I was telling her about, the people getting up and leaving during the test. I told her about the girl telling me I had failed the customer service part. And come to find out, she just got the job, and she's in training. Like I said before, it's 7 weeks of paid training. And she was telling me how you that's when I found out that the training was 6 o'clock in the morning till 2:30, or 3 o'clock until what I think it was 11, 10:30, or something like that. And she's telling me all these rules, and how they get mad if you're late, and all this. I mean, just and that was something else that was on the test. Um, um, can you get to work on time, and how many days of uh, work have you missed in the last whatever. I mean, I couldn't understand why you had to jump through all these hoops. And see, that's one of the problems, when the economy is bad. These people with these nobody people get these jobs, and they think, they're dangling a carrot in front of you, and they think they're somebody, and they're not. I mean, I would have told her about herself, but like I said, I don't I have this um Don't burn your bridges because you never know. I may go back after the 30 days and take the test again. Shh. Oops, sorry, almost said a bad word. No, I'm more than likely to jump from this window down to the swimming pool than I am to ever go back there. But you don't burn your bridges because you never know. So I'm talking to a lady, she's telling me all this stuff, about how they treat them. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, if they're treating you like this in the training, what in heaven name? And so just out of curiosity, I asked her, I said, how many people out of your class, I think she said her class started the 16th of December. I think that's what she told me. And I said, well, how many people in your class have left already? And she said, oh, about 4 or 5 or something like that. A month, not even a month. I mean, it's the what, ninth today. And I'm going, they found other jobs. I mean, it's one of those jobs where you just take it, in order to find another job. So I was just like, what in the world? So she's telling me all this, and to say all that to be I'm being funny, but um that's a bad way to treat people. And then you can't understand why people don't stay with these jobs. You'd have to be mad. I mean, you'd have to be insane. That you have to be a sociopath. I mean, you'd have to have no feelings to do this job, and for that little bit of money. I mean, that's the only explanation I can give. And they prey on these kind of people. These people that have had these little customer service jobs, and these people that have had, that are in really bad, dire straits, and these kind of things. And nobody stays at them. I mean, it just really made me angry. It just really made me angry. And besides cracking me up, but it really made me angry because you don't treat people like that. You don't treat people like that. And there's a department, big chain of I'm not going to say the name, but it's a big chain of stores that start with a W, and they treat their employees like that also. That's why I don't shop there, because they think that they're in plus the main reason why I don't shop there is because um the Chinese people that make the stuff that are in this particular store, work from 6 in the morning till 6 at night with a half an hour and they break, and they get 2 days off a month. Now I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it is now. Maybe things have changed, but the last thing I heard, which was years ago, this is how I heard these people work. Okay, I'm not buying anything out of there. I'm not buying anything out of there. And I understand in a business sense. I do. I mean, why would you pay somebody $10 an hour in America and they work 4 hours and got to have a break when you can work someone 12 hours and pay them $2 an hour? Now, granted, they still, this is still good because um, they're supporting their family. They're taking care of their families. They need this money. I understand that. I have no problem with that. I've worked since I was 15 years old and I'm almost 60. So, that's a long time to be in business. And I do understand, the desire to work. And I had a little boy to take care of, to raise. And um, I understand, that these people should have these jobs. I don't have nothing against the people having the job. I'm against the way they're worked because you couldn't work an American worker is what I'm trying to get to, like that, you know. Um, that's why I don't shop there. So it's the same thing with these call centers. That's why you know, people stay, it's just incredible. People stay weeks, and like I said today, like I said before, the turnover is incredible, and people were leaving the test. People were walking out of the test. So, that was a bad omen, and I had no business there. Come on, I have no business there. Granted, there are PhDs flipping burgers at McDonald's because they're writing, or they're writing their screenplay, or they're writing a play, or they're opening their own business, and they're doing these other things. And that's what the woman was telling me, that she's opening her own, she's starting her own business, and she just needs some capital, you know. And the reason she could get to work, get to training at 6 in the morning, was that her son works there, and he drives her to work in the morning. She didn't have to commute on public transportation. Um, it just really bothered me. It just really bothered me, and I've never done a rant before. It's fun, but yeah, it's over. I mean, I just came home, and I've never been so glad to see this place in all days of my life. It's awful, just awful. Worst experience. And oh, what I was gonna say is, I had no business there. Come on, I'm a professional. You know, I've worked for some very big companies, and I worked while I was putting myself through school. I was blessed that I didn't have to work full time like some other people, especially in graduate school. There were people who had worked all day, and then were at class between from 6 to 10 at night, and they had put in an 8 hour day. And I was blessed I didn't have to do that. But I only worked a few hours a week. I think about 23, 20, something like that. And it's not that I'm above any job. You know, there are a lot of jobs, that you couldn't, you know, I'd rather scrub dishes. I'd rather wash dishes. I'd rather, clean houses. I mean, there's a lot of jobs I just wouldn't take, you know. But I could never do a job where you had to uh, hurt people and give people eviction notices, and bad news, and I couldn't do anything like that. I couldn't hurt people. So she told me all this stuff, and I was like, I'm glad I did not. And it just so happened there was a woman sitting in front of us, and she said, "Yeah, I did the same thing." She said, "I went in there." She said, "I started taking the test, and I just got up and left." So, and I don't understand why you should have to wait 30 days. But I think that's how they weed out the desperate from the not so desperate, because there are people who are sitting counting those 30 days, and they're going to go back there. You know, they will see the back of me. They will see me the next time that little chickie sees me. I will be walking up on the stage, accepting my Pulitzer Prize, and making my acceptance speech. That is the next time she will see me. Okay. So that's enough of that. Um, I had a FedEx package come when I got home. I had the little FedEx thing was on there. 'Cause like I said, I was gone all day from my home. And it better be my new phone. And the other day, I couldn't understand why my phone wouldn't work. I kept trying to dial numbers. I kept trying to dial my own number and my voicemail number, and I couldn't figure out. And it kept saying this phone is not authorized to make these calls. And I'm like, what the devil? So the only other phone I have now is the phone on the computer. So I got up really early. I called the customer service place. Might have been that place. And the woman said, "Well, your phone has a restriction on it." I'm like, "What?" And what had happened was, I had called to order a new headset, an actual new phone, because my telephones get makeup on them, and this one wasn't holding the charge. Cell phones don't last but a year, 2 years at the max, and this one is at its max. So I called to get a new actual phone. You know, so I hope that's what that FedEx package is, or box is. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. Um, I'll go pick it up tomorrow. I just don't feel like looking at them tonight. That's another thing. I don't want to look at them people that work there. So I'm gonna stop and tell you one more thing, and then I'm going to get into some book stuff. So talk to you later.